Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. You are watching a Zendikar Rising traditional draft on MTG Arena with Travis Semulin Sours. You can watch the drafting live at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, say hello to YouTube. We kind of went in depth in our YouTube draft yesterday and talked about all of the choices you could make and what direction they would go in. This pack has a very good rare, so there's really not as much discussion here. We're going to take it. Other notable cards here are the Geyser Mage, the Feed the Swarm. After that, the pickings get a little slim, and we're starting to look at Field Research, Blood Priest, Zoth Consumption, Reclaim the Waste, Practice Tactics. The Cleric, I haven't really found a deck that I wanted to play in, and I've seen a place for Cleansing Wildfire. It could even be in a deck with a Cute Swarm, potentially. Like, we'd need to get into Red-Green Landfall for that to happen, and there's the temptation to do that here. And it may actually be what I take. The challenge for me is that I don't love red in this format. It seems to be a color that people are often fighting over. I think that's due to the popularity of the black-red party decks. I assume a podcast recently said that they're very good, and so people are arguing over them. But what I'd like to do here is take a good green card. If there was something like a Rabid Bite, or even the 3/2 that draws a card, I think we would consider that here. But I'm not entirely convinced that the Geopede isn't the best card in the pack. If it's not that, it would be the Divner. But I think it's so much better than the Brute that we take it here and see if this comes together. If it doesn't, I can always abandon the red and play green something else, which I'd really like to with the Cute Swarm. But even with these two cards, I'd prefer to abandon them and play what's open rather than force them. This is an interesting pack in that we've got the Rabid Bite and the Florahedron. I like both of these cards quite a bit. I think I'm going to take the Florahedron, and I'm considering us as probably green, not necessarily red yet. Because I also do like a Royal Mage. My fondness for Royal Mages is well known. And here I think we just get on the pick green cards plan. I'm not opposed to green-white, and Undo Inversion is a very powerful card to have access to in your deck. I mean, they are kind of telling us green-white is open, but I've seen that card go exceptionally late, so it may not actually be much of a signal. And I feel like with the Florahedron, Acute Swarm, and a Gnarlrid Colony, we're green, which is kind of where I want to be. So I'm going to stick to the green for now. Now, how hard would it be for us to be green-red party landfall? Because that doesn't really go together. But it could. Because you really just need this to be 5 mana, and it's a shockingly good deal. It'd be a very safe pick here to take the Visionary. Now, I don't think we're going to go into a super aggressive version of this deck that's playing bug catchers. So I'm not particularly interested in that one. But I think this, because I've often said pick 5 is where you know. That's where you're like, hey, this is what's open. And it looks to me like this is our signal. That's a little bit of a signal too. How deep do we want to go in on this? Not deep enough that I value either of these. I could just take the Skellington and see which one works out. Could conceivably be Jund. I mean, see you later, red. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, okay. We did it, Reddit. We figured out the open color pair. And YouTube will rejoice because it is Golgari, which is a color pair I barely ever play. I suppose here we're looking for interaction, but we're into colors that have good interaction. I don't usually see Rabid Bite taken early, It wouldn't surprise me if we can find one of those. We probably don't need a Dreadworm, but having access to one isn't bad. I really thought we were going to do Red-Green Landfall, but it doesn't look like that's the case. I may still... Wow. I was expecting us to see a good bit of the Scorching Wildfires wheeling, but that's not happening either. So yeah, we're just out. There's somebody else arguing over red landfall stuff. Y'all have fun. I will play this. Roiling Regrowth is cute with the Scute. Territorial Scythe Cat is nice with the Skellington. But I think we're in a position where we're in pack 2 and have basically no interaction, which means I need this Vanquish the Weak. Let's give that a go. I need to have some interaction. We can't just ignore it. We will likely see some red in this direction, and that's okay. Because I think with Thwart the Grave coming 7th, we can see it there. Because like there's some temptation to take the Awakening and look back into this pile, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I'm actually going to be playing enough party people to get that going, so I think I just want the Brightblade here. It's not an exciting second pick, but we know where we're going, and this is a card we're going to want access to. Sproutling could be quite nice here. It already enables us to get back these without counter shenanigans and into your hand, which is relevant, as well as the Gnarlrid Colony. And if we happen to pick up a Blood Beckoning, we can get a loop going. I think we'd be very interested in having one Gloom Hunter in this deck as well. There's a Rabid Bite. We're going to gobble that one right up. Because I usually like at least 3 pieces of interaction, and we've got Vanquish the Weak, Rabid Bite, and Broken Wings now, so we can sort of start to say we have some interaction. Just poured a little bit of soda right on my face. I think I'm pretty happy with another Gnarlrid Colony here. Something else we could potentially get back with the Sproutling, counter shenanigans for this. It's a 2-drop, it's a 5-drop. Kind of everything you need. It's like a budget Skellington. I definitely want one aesthetic in this deck. That with Thwart the Grave is kind of necessary. Because you need to make sure you have enough party people to get back 2 cards with this. The Brightblade and the aesthetic start working in that direction. So I think I'm going to value it over the Gloom Hunter. There's some argument that I should have valued the Adventurer higher because of the Thwart the Grave, but I feel like I'm going to be able to pick up some random pieces. That's a nice grab, because it gives us something else to do with the Skellingtons. Another Geopede is interesting, but I think what I want here is the Brute. It's another party person for the Thwart the Grave, which is not crazy exciting, but it gets the job done. You could argue that a Pack Beast would be better, but the way I'm thinking about it, I've got these Skellingtons and Gnarlrid Colonies, so I've kind of got enough here. I think a 3-drop that can come down and block is good, because 2 of our 3-drops aren't very great at that. We'll play 2 cats, though. I may take them out in some matchups. I've seen people main decking Negate or bringing it in from the sideboard. I haven't particularly liked it in this format, but there's a lot of people that get excited about counter spells. Some people just enjoy being a control player and will still play it even if it's not particularly good. I think green-black was open here. Green certainly was. Black doesn't look like it was this way, but we've still got another pack. Perhaps we will take these Broken Wings and learn to fly again. And red looks pretty open too. Some light furries. So we're going to splash that. Or just abandon the black. Because I'm not going to not play it. We've taken a little bit of a turn here, but it's not a turn that I mind. So Reclaim the Waste goes up a good bit. You could argue that I should be taking the Blood Chief's Thirst, but here's my theory. We're either going to get past red removal spells and abandon the black entirely, or the things we need to splash it. Because right now our reason, like, especially with the second Rabid Bite, we don't have to play the black anymore. It's 5 cards. I think a deck that has Phylath and red filler is probably better than a Golgari deck that has 2 Skeletons and a Thwart the Grave. Although, but ideally we're splashing it. Yeah, I'm getting to the point I just don't need the black at all. Because now I've got 3 Rabid Bites. There's our interaction spells. So I think we are moving out of black and into red. That is not how I expected this draft to go at all. But here we are. Does that mean I want one of these? I probably still want the Gecko. I wouldn't say it's at its best here, but it's certainly playable. I guess I could take the Reclaim and try to be a little more open to it, but I just don't see the point now. Especially with 4 Rabid Bites. Good grief. Can jam a Tormenting Voice in this deck to go find him. We've still got enough to make this pretty consistently a 5-drop, I think. It's close. I guess nobody wants the Rabid Bites, which is convenient. I want them. Like, this looks a little creature heavy, but not bad to me. Yeah, sure. Come on in, buddy. Like, if it's this and a Tormenting Voice, I'm happy with the stack. I think I'd play a Wildfire here, too. You know, that could be okay. I guess we could play that. That means if I want to, I could even splash a Skeleton for late game. Or continue to play the black-green deck and splash the Phylath. Like, we could literally play all of it. Yeah, the interaction's fine. I don't need a Smellcraft. I need to trim something that's not tagged. And it might be the Gecko here, because it's really only interacting with the 2 colonies and the swarm. Do I want to main deck a Wildfire? I think I do. It also leaves the possibility of bringing in some of the black cards if we think that's necessary, which I don't currently think is necessary, but... The Ambusher is looking a little suspicious, as the kids say. Because I think I want to run something like this, which means we'll need 3 cuts, and they probably need to be creatures. Because our interaction is entirely Rabid Bite. So how many kickers do we have that we can actually plan on doing anything with? And the answer seems to be not a lot. Probably enough to justify the Sproutling because it's a 3/3. I suppose I could also just cut the Ambusher and lean a little heavier on the green mana. Because this is starting to look like something. This is only leaving me 2 party tags. Well, 3, but I don't think this needs the Minotaur. Because if I do this, I can play 10-7. And like, ideally we're playing the Wildfire later. This actually looks pretty good to me. I haven't done Red-Green Landfall in a long time, and I wasn't expecting to do it here. I was definitively sure we were in Golgari, and there's options to splash here. I don't think there's a super compelling reason to, but if we're against Mill or somebody who's playing a really grindy game plan, we can just swap right over to this and splash the Phylath. Like, the Vastwood Surge is doing that good enough. So let's give this a go. I'm pretty excited about this one. Those are some very late Rabid Bites. All right, give it a go. Seems deliberate. I don't think I want to attack into blue here. If they've got a Zulaport Herpaderp, we're in a little bit of trouble. So I think I just go Gecko and Tapland here and move along with my life. Sure, that's fine too. I still don't want to attack into it, just in case they've got a Cutthroat as well. Like, as far as things for them to counter, that's not a particularly scary one. Kind of okay running out the Cute Swarm here. Because either they've got another Anti-Cognition, or I've got a free blocker for that, and we're in business. And if they're using the ACOG there, they're not using it here. I normally would not do this, but they appear to, I'm guessing they're not mono blue. So we're supposed to be afraid of a kicked smell shield here? I'm kind of not. Shouldn't have attacked with all of them, but you gotta send a message. Maybe they are mono blue. It kind of looks like they are. That's bizarre. So they're going to block here, block there, take 5, 6. I'm okay with that. We do unlock their golem if they trade with the cat, but they're also taking 2 more damage, so they're going to 2. I feel like I can probably get through that. Doesn't just win, but it might next turn. Well, doesn't it? Actually, it might, right? Because if I fight Phylath on the 0/5 and swing team, they don't have any blocks where they don't take 2 damage. So yeah, let's go ahead and win. I suppose they could eat this and chump that and go to 1. Which is also kind of fine by me. Because this one doesn't work. I still find it hard to believe we're on mono blue mill, but I suppose that's a thing that could happen. Mill all your, counter your spells, bounce your things, counter your spells. Okay. Broken Wing seems pretty reasonable. The Minotaur seems pretty reasonable. It seems reasonable adjacent to sideboard into the black here and splash the Phylath, and I'm kind of tempted to do it. Why wouldn't I do that? I don't see a reason not to do that. Maybe because I don't have time? But I think I can find time. I'd have to play 2 if I'm going to do it, which makes the thwart not great. I just like the idea if they're going to mill me to try to punish them for it. Probably don't need Stomper. 6 drops don't make a lot of sense in that context. Am I crazy, chat? Or a genius? I think I might be a genius. I might also just be tired and recovering from New Year's. Possibility. Well, that's the challenge, isn't it? I can't keep that hand. I'd really like to. But sadly, it must be returned. Question mark? This one we can keep. Oh, Happy New Year's, John. I wondered why chat got so quiet. Twitch has been having some bugs lately. Yeah, I think they may just be mono blue crab mill shenanigans. I thought everybody just got real quiet. I was kind of thinking they'd counter that one, and when they didn't, it surprised me. In the end, you played yourself. Happy New Year, Jacques. I think I'm just supposed to play that out. Like with them at 3, it's a lethal threat. Like they don't have great blocks here. Ever so slightly better blocks now, but I was worried about a counterspell if you were curious about why I didn't play this first. Interestingly, it would have gotten them, but it does, but it could also get countered. I think with them at 1, we're still pretty advantaged. I guess if they had a counterspell, they're not able to block, so it probably did make sense to play it out. I never remember to play around Spire Monitor because I just forget that it's in the format. Crazy, that card was like a first pick. Let's do our Stream Raiders battle, by the way. I've been holding y'all hostage. Only 68 of yous. Like, it was a first pick out of a relatively weak pack in New Phyrexia. Then we saw it reprinted in Ixalan with tribal shenanigans, and nobody wanted it. And then you get here, and it's just kind of actively bad. Sorry about the Twitch chat bug. I thought you guys were just being real quiet. Was like, okay. And that big turtle is kind of not doing a lot of damage. Well, I mean, tell that to the healer he's chasing, but... Run, little healer! Run! Is that healer going to survive the whole thing? I think they might. We did it, Reddit. Yargle with the kills, Orange with the assists, rewards for Thangarth and Toke. Lost down. All right, I'm going to go for the gold chests. I feel like anyone that wants to get their tokens is probably going to get them. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with that. I saw it's like I was playing some, I think it was Wednesday, and I just saw a message from Michael that said something like, "So that's what's up if you don't see anything in chat." And I was like, "Huh?" That was somehow the only message that got through. I see what you did there. I think having one of these to trade is pretty reasonable, and I'm not looking to ramp to 4s, I'm looking to ramp to 5s. What's up, Shadow Rider? I mean, heck, at this point, the ramp isn't even that valuable. I'll just play it out as a land. Well, if it doesn't post in chat, it doesn't post on the stream overlay. Happy New Year! If you like draft, you are in a good place to learn some things about the magics. Somewhat punished, but not in a way that I mind. Let me find them lands, thank you. That was perfect. Best way to beat this deck is take advantage of the fact that they can't block well. I've been somewhat unimpressed by the Canyon Jerboa. It's very cute, but cute doesn't win games. Do you play limited? Shadow Rider, that is, do you draft? Because exclamation point joy will take you to a series about how to draft on my YouTube that you might find useful. Heretic! Dude, thank you very much. Y'all spam some cats for John. Thank you, my friend. Wow. Thank you very much, John. That's crazy. Happy New Year, man. That's crazy. I think we're probably good here and save the... Well, if this trades off for that, we can be pretty happy. They don't have a rabid bite up here. Happy New Year, dragons. Yeah, if you were interested in playing Draft, my YouTube series can help you a lot. This is MTG Arena, yes. We're playing the format known as Draft. And that's basically most of what I play. All right, I think Broken Wings is reasonable to keep in. I don't think I want to switch over to the red version against them. But we basically, or the red version, the black version against them. So I think we basically keep this the same. I do try to explain what I'm doing. But like a lot of folks that are newer to the game come in with questions about how do I play this deck and construct it, and I can't really do much with that because I don't know. Constructed just feels a bit too repetitive to me. It's certainly like something that you can have skill at and be good at. And at times I have played constructed formats and done well in them because there was a tournament I wanted to win or something, but it just hasn't overall been something that appealed to me. Okay, we're dead. That was a fun game. I suppose I can try to catch up by rabbit biting it, but my own game plan is so far behind with this aspirant. That's probably more advantaged towards me than them. But we're still going to take heaps of damage before I can do anything about this. So I think our plan's going to have to be to double block it here and here, and then take it out with the Broken Wings. Yeah, this is not a fun position to find ourselves in. Because a combat trick kind of ruins that. Binding doesn't make it great either. I was so sure that was going to attack that I was just ready to snap block it. I was going to say land actually does something here, but that's not the land we needed. Because I need another... Well, no, I can do this. No, I need to Fury that. Which I can't. Okay, I guess that means we're broken wingsing this, then drawing the land to Fury that, and then we're stable. So there's really no point not doing this now. I could untrap it and try to double block there, but that still seems like I'm not winning that game. God, the problem is I have to block this, which is going to put me at 1, and this is not good enough. So what, we're going to draw land and play Gecko and chump block again? This just doesn't work. None of it works. Yeah, we're just dead. Somebody was arguing with me yesterday that Felidar Retreat was better than that 1/1. And sure, if you draw it later, maybe it is, but it's not. All right, we've still got the tools we need, and we'll have a better shot being on the play. But that card on turn 2, if you can't kill it, you dead. The 2/3 flyer isn't a particularly good rare. It's fine. Yeah, Luminarch, that's the name of the card. Luminarch Aspirant. That card is very, very good. Like, scary good. What about Broken Wings? Aha! I'm ready for your shenanigans this time, buddy. Yeah, it could be the only creature in your deck and it's pretty good, right? You play Broken Wings main? Yes. If so, how many would you run? 1 in the main deck. It's only bad against red-green. Going to be a while before this can do better than trade with that, so I'm going to go ahead and give him the option to take it. Less stuff they have on the board, the less I have to be worried about. And this lets us play out the Gnarl Red Colonies as 4/4s. The art on those is great. The borders, I think, look actively bad. No. I didn't like Guilds of Ravnica. If they brought back Best of 3 Guilds of Ravnica, I don't think I would play it. Morning, Terrell. The Ravnica sets are some of my least favorite sets to draft. Yeah. Touché. Yeah, railroading is the reason, but like part of the fun for me in drafting is figuring out which of the 10 color pairs is open, and you're just far more restricted in Ravnica sets where you can't play 10 color pairs, there's only 5. But I don't typically like best of 1 draft. If a format's only available in best of 1, it needs to be kind of absurd for me to be interested in it. I think Ikoria is the only one I've revisited kind of on purpose. Happy New Year, Andy. This is not going well. Yo, I think we're just dead now. All that and the Luminarch Aspirant still killed me. guess we could draw Rabid Bite into Rabid. Nope, just dead. All right, well, behold. This is not a party mountain. It's just a regular mountain. Oh, excruciating. But look at all the plants. I made so many plants. Don't we get points for that? Secret reach. No, no secret reach. Simrelevant. I did not want to have anything with my channel associated with Trump. It was originally Sim Trump, which was short for Sim Trumpet. And then my country elected an idiot president, and he killed more Americans than literally anything that's ever happened here. So I thought maybe we should rename that. All right, I'm going to take a short break. We'll pause the YouTube. I think this deck has the capacity to win another round. That last one was a brutal loss to suffer. Maybe we can take these broken wings and learn to fly again. This is a hand that's super interested in flooding out. Which is great. I'm good at that. All right, I'm going to use my one time for the day to make that a mountain. So one time has been used. Would be very happy to draw more, but I think we needed to make sure we had a source there. Would have preferred more, but here we are. I should turn this green so we make sure we hit another land, because I kind of needs it now. Okay. I wonder why they wanted to trade 1 for 3. Yeah, let's have some fun. I mean, potentially more fun than I expected. I was just going to go for getting my Baloth back, but all right. I might want the other Broken Wings in this matchup. They've already shown me two amazing targets, and if they don't have a Shepherd of Heroes in here, I will be somewhat confused. I believe we had two, didn't we? Yeah. I'm again tempted to trim out the red cards that don't matter and play the black ones that do. Because I don't have to do a whole lot for this splash to be pretty easy. I think I'm going to do that. Like, none of those red cards actually matter against what they're doing. This should have been the original build. I think there's a strong possibility that this should have been the original build. Is Twitch chat messed up again? I don't bluff. What's up, Sid Rimba? Okay, it would appear that Twitch chat is not messed up again. Is good news. Just get rid of this while we can. Thing's annoying. I ain't quite ready to trade this for the 3-2. We'd want to play Phylath after land anyway. Oh, come back! I was going to show you my rare. Alright, I think we could have done better than a 2-1, but you know, it is what it is, so we will take it. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you all are having a Happy New Year as well. If you would like to watch the drafting live, you can do so at www.twitch.tv/Semulin and come and interact and chat when it's working. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time.